Hello, Christina's World Kitchen. I'm Christina Martinez-Williams, and I am going to make a zucchini crust pizza. I am really excited because this is the last of my zucchini that I had, and this is the third zucchini recipe this week. It has been zucchini extravaganza. I'm going to extravaganza this weekend, and I would love to know if you like pizza. Put pizza in the comments. Make sure you make thumbs up, hearts, share this video, save this video so that the whole world can see that they can have different types of pizza crust that are high protein, low carb, and fuel their bodies well. So I am starting with 2 cups. I started with 2 cups, like a full 2 cups, and I kept pushing and squeezing and pushing and squeezing. And then I have a little less than that, like a cup and a half now. But I did start with 2 cups of zucchini, and it is ultimately like really, really packed in here. I don't even know if I can get it out. I have to get it out, but it is so squished out, dried out as much as I could get it with the zucchini. So I put as much as I could. I don't have any more, but even if I went farther, I think that'd be fine in terms of like filling it after squishing, up until 2 cups. It's challenging to get it out. Wow. All right. So I have 2 cups of zucchini, shredded zucchini. This is so great because you already have in your pizza, you already have veggies with your zucchini. All right, I got it out. And then we're going to add a little bit of protein and some spices, and it will be amazing. So let me get this all here. Now I'm going to add to this 1 beaten egg. Tell me where you're watching from. I would love to know. What do you like to put on your pizza? It's just me and my husband right now, so we are going to put jalapenos and pepperoni on ours. And I am not using my pizza stone tonight. So I'm going to try it with just a baking sheet and parchment paper versus the pizza stone so that it doesn't burn, because the pizza stone gets so hot. And I usually use my pizza stone, but I am going to not use it for this one. I'm going to use just a baking sheet and parchment paper. So I want to mix this egg well with all of my zucchini as much as I can get it mixed in. And then I am going to add my cheese and then some spices and then the flours. I'm going to use 2 flours in this. 2 types of flour. All right, I think that most of it is moist now. Now I'm going to add my cup of shredded mozzarella cheese and combine this well. Try to get it touching all spots. The egg and the cheese help to act as a binder in the crust. And this is the type of crust that we're not going to roll out, we're going to build out. Janice, hello, welcome. What do you like on your pizza, Janice? I would love to know. Put it in the comments. What do you like to put on top? And what kind of cheese do you like? I like to put a mixture of cheeses. I really like pepper jack cheese. I like to use mozzarella cheese in the crust. And then if I have time, then I like to shred extra cheese for the top that is pepper jack, even cheddar and mozzarella, like a mixture. All right, this is mixed now. Now I'm going to add my seasoning. So I'm going to add I'm going to actually mix these first and then add them afterwards. So I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of each of these. So a half a teaspoon of pink salt. It's an awkward way to put my hand in the thing. All right, let me move this around. A half a teaspoon of garlic powder. A half a teaspoon of oregano. And I'm going to use my pizza sauce on top of this. This is the type of crust that you're going to bake the crust first, and then you're going to add the pizza sauce and the toppings after it's baked, and then bake it a little bit longer. So half a teaspoon of oregano and a half a teaspoon of basil. Now I'm going to mix these. And then I'm going to add them to my mixture, my crust. Susan, hello from Pennsylvania. Yes, with all your extra zucchini in your garden. Also, if you haven't seen them yet, Susan, check out the zucchini bread and the zucchini brownies that I've made already this week. They're really good. I had some zucchini bread as a snack after I taught some swim lessons today, and that was delicious. All right, I'm gonna mix like half of it and then move it around, get to a spot that's a little less populated with the seasoning, and add the other half. And then I'm going to add, I'm going to do it a third time because I have a little bit more. The photo bomber is ready to get in here. Here he comes, my husband Joe. We are by ourselves in this house without the girls. And now my girls are with my parents and my nieces in their RV camping in Wisconsin. And we get to be here. And we're going to Dallas tomorrow. I'm going to Dallas tomorrow. My husband is coming with me on Friday. All right. So I will not be in my kitchen this weekend or the rest of the week, but I will be sharing recipes and I will be coming live and talking to you. So now I have just 2 more ingredients, and then I will be building it onto my baking sheet with the spatula. Okay, with the spatula and a parchment paper. That's what I was trying to come to. So 2 tablespoons of coconut flour. 2 tablespoons of coconut flour. And I'm going to mix this really well. And the coconut flour is the one that gets to absorb all the liquid. Almond flour is the one that is moist itself. So I'm using a combination so that the coconut flour can help to absorb the liquid from the zucchini. Any liquid I didn't get out yet. And then the almond flour will help with the texture as well. And then a 1/4 cup of almond flour. So 2 tablespoons of coconut flour and a 1/4 cup of, 2 tablespoons of coconut flour, a 1/4 cup of almond flour. Now I'm going to mix this. And this is like it's kind of a weird mix. Like in terms of moving it around, you kind of have to push and spread, flip it, push and spread. It is kind of, you can tell that it's going to flatten into a dough. So I do want to mix it well though with the flours. Now I can build my crust. Hey, Rosalie, how are you? North Carolina. I am making zucchini pizza crust out of zucchini, egg, cheese, zucchini, egg, cheese, almond flour, and coconut flour. So I'm just going to put it on the center here, and then I'm going to build it out, meaning I'm going to start pushing and spreading it out across my whole cookie sheet. So I want it to end up being fairly thin, but not terribly thin. Fairly thin, but not terribly thin. So this isn't one that will really, you can't really like use a rolling pin on it because it's not a dough, like it's not a connected dough. But you can press it, and the more you press it, it stays connected and it gets thinner. So I'm going to do that. I did preheat my oven to 425 degrees. And I am using a baking sheet this time instead of my pizza stone. So I don't know, it's maybe hard to tell. You're having a hard time to keep your sugar up when you eat low carb. Your sugar's always low. Okay, Rosemary. Let's talk about that. Let's message me privately, Rosemary. Let's see if we can think about some things. Here it's really thin, so I'm gonna move some over there. This is really thick still, so I'm gonna squish this around. I know you have various things, Rosemary, that you have medically, so let's talk. And I'm not a doctor, but I can tell you what I know based on what you share with me. All right. So I want to make sure that this part over here doesn't get too thin, and then I really want to move this part to be less thin because I want it to cook well. This is probably the hardest part. It's not even hard, it's just tedious to move it around. And I already had all of my zucchini shredded, so all I had to do was take time to get the water out of it versus take time to shred it, which really helped me with my time frame today. I didn't have to take so much time in preparation because I had already shred the zucchini. So if you have a bunch of zucchini, shredding it, I have been able to use all of this zucchini for the zucchini bread, the zucchini brownies, and now this within the last, like you could do it all at once, but make several things. And then that way, I knew that if I used it within this week, that the zucchini would be fine in an airtight container. All right, I am almost there. I want it to be thin, like I said, but not overly thin. So if I'm starting to see like the parchment paper, I need to move it a little bit together. Whereas in the parts that I can see where I didn't get the flours as mixed in. It's actually kind of small. Let me show you, Rosalie. Small compared to most of the pizzas that I make. So it's a little bit smaller than my my chicken pizza crust. And it's one of the smaller ones that I've made. But I think that this will be a good, I don't want a hole, I see a hole. All right, I'm almost there. No holes allowed. Okay, almost. I'm still here. I'll show you what it looks like. This is actually, you're right, it's pretty big. This is a big baking sheet. So it's almost gonna fill a regular size baking sheet. I see holes. There's a hole. I can't spread it out anymore. Okay. This is a good way to know. If you start seeing holes, it's too thin. You have to push it and press it to make sure you don't have any holes. Okay, it's done. Now, let me show you just how big. So there's some spots. This is a big baking sheet. So there's like an extra 4 inches, 2 inches here, 3 inches here. And then there's an extra little bit at the top here, like an inch. There's no extra here, so I'm actually going to move it so it's easier to get out. And then we're going to put it in the oven for 425 degrees, 15 to 18 minutes until it's golden brown and firm to the touch. Then you can put all your sauce in. You can put my pizza sauce on there. You can put Rao's pizza sauce in there, whatever you're using. My pizza sauce is really good. Then you can add all your toppings. Toppings, your pepperoni, your jalapenos is what I'm putting, and your cheese. Put it back in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes, and then you are done. Pull it out, cut it up, eat it up. It's going to be amazing. So make sure you try this. Thumbs up, hearts, share this. Help me get it around to the world and let the world know that at Christina's Raw Kitchen, we make it so that you can have amazing, yummy food that tastes really good, but doesn't sacrifice the flavor, but it keeps the carbs low and the protein high. All right, that's it. Have a wonderful night. From my house to your kitchen, global flavors and healthy plates from around the world. Bye.